Hey guys, it's towniesimbuilds here, and welcome back to another build. Now, it has been quite a while since my last build tour, so I definitely want to create something fun and unique for you guys to use in your game. Personally, I was in a little bit of a rut. I knew I loved to build in the world of Henford on Bagley, but I also wanted more gameplay, and I really did enjoy the retail aspect of the Get to Work pack. So with that being said, I set out to create a full-on grocery store for the downtown area of Henford on Bagley itself. This grocery store is filled with a lot of fun areas for your Sims, and hopefully it makes for a really fun business to run as well. So with that said, let's head on over to the world of Henford on Bagley and check out the build. Alright guys, and here we are with a full view of the lot. As promised, we are in the world of Henford on Bagley, and I chose this little downtown area that did come with the world itself. Now, if you guys have explored this area, you will see that there are plenty of stores around, but unfortunately, they are not very interactive. They're mainly just shells, so your Sims can't actually enter them. So hopefully this grocery store can be a little bit more of an exciting addition, if you will, and can possibly extend on a lot of the farming aspects that were introduced with this pack. Now, the lot is a 30 by 20 lot, so it's certainly not too big, but I really did my best to make the most of this space. I was mainly inspired by grocery stores I've been to, mainly in New England, but also some from where I live as well. So you will see that there was a little community garden back there. There are ample amounts of places for Sims to shop inside, and of course a lot of very interesting employee areas as well. So hopefully there is quite a bit of fun stuff to do in here, and also a lot of cool places to explore inside. Anyways, just turning the lot back around, we will check out the lot in different forms of lighting. We're currently, I believe, in the afternoon view, so getting a lot of light in for those solar panels, but here we are going into the evening view now. Onto the night view with everything lit up nicely there. Back to the morning view, which I love. And finally returning to the afternoon, where we will take a look inside. So starting off our tour today is the first floor of the build itself, and this floor primarily houses a lot of the main retail space. Just going in through the front entrance now, we will enter the produce section. And honestly, you guys, this section was mainly the inspiration for the build itself. Obviously, if you guys have played with cottage living, growing crops is a really big feature, but I never felt like there was a really fun way to sell them and eventually make a really large career or profit from them. So with that said, the produce section was definitely the first thing I designed. I did use a lot of these display racks from the Get to Work pack, and if I do remember correctly, I do believe they are supposed to refrigerate these items. So hopefully they will last, hopefully they will not spoil instantaneously on you. But anyways, checking out the entrance itself, I really did want to simulate that whole shopping experience. Now, we didn't have the shopping carts with wheels, but I thought these picnic baskets could potentially do the trick, at least as a substitute to the ones in real life. Obviously, Sims will not use them like this, but I thought they were a really nice touch. Now, on that same note, I did also create 3 different checkout lanes. Obviously, they will not function the way they do in real life, but you can interact with the cash registers. I did include some end caps, and I also included these oversized lanterns as well. So they're supposed to be sort of markers as to whether cashiers are available or not. So yeah, make with them as you like. They are a nice detail, but obviously I did my best given that we are in The Sims. Moving outside, I did also create a little garden area, and this could potentially serve as a community garden or as a part of the retail lot itself. So potentially your Sims, if they are running this establishment, they could actually grow a lot of the fruits and vegetables outside and then put them on the display racks, or the different locals in the area could use that garden as well. I'm pretty much going to leave it up to you guys, but I thought it was a really cool area to include. Anyways, just going back inside, I did extend the produce area a little bit. Originally, I did intend for this area to be more of a dairy section, if you will. So if you do want to sell eggs, if you do want to sell bottles of milk, if that's even a thing, you can do so. But just for the meantime, I have used eggplants and mushrooms as the main produce there. Going towards the right, I did also include a bakery section. So this was a really fun part. This is just a little bit of the line itself, some of the counter space with the cash register there, and of course the bakery display object from the Get to Work pack as well. And also behind it, we do even have a little kitchen area. For the first time, I did use the cupcake machine, which, as many of you may know, it is very large. It is so large I can never fit it anywhere, and I've actually never tried it myself until I started filming this build. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. It was very whimsical and rustic, and it fit this whole grocery store perfectly. But obviously, if you guys don't want to make cupcakes, we do have a full-on kitchen as well. So it's perfect for making larger cakes, brownies, breadsticks, muffins, bagels, pretty much anything you like. With that said, it is fully stocked. We do have 2 stoves, we do have a sink and dishwasher along with the fridge from Cottage Living, and I just filled it with a lot of cool clutter along the wall as well. So possibly some different utensils and casserole dishes, if you will. And just going back outside now, we will enter another area of the build. And this one was a little tricky, you guys. This was originally made for sort of a meat counter or butcher shop, if you will. But if you guys are not too keen on that idea, you can also transform this into a prepared foods area, which is personally my favorite. I love using the prepared foods from my local grocery store. It comes in a clutch sometimes if you don't have anything for dinner. So this is a really fun area to do that. And just like the bakery, we do have a full kitchen here as well. Now, if you run this as a butcher area, normally for some reason this area is always on full display at the supermarket. And I don't know why. I personally don't know what is so appealing about chopping up raw meat from animals, but for some reason it is. It's always on display with these large windows. So it was definitely a realistic detail I was trying to emulate. But thankfully, like I said, if you would prefer this area to be a prepared food station, if you will, serving things like lasagna, soups, chilies, if you will, this would be a really great kitchen to prepare those different meals. Looking at this area right now, this is sort of the employee corridor, if you will. Normally there is an area like this in the supermarket, normally including a public restroom area, and we do have one for your Sims as well. So any customers needing to use the restroom can use this one. It is gender neutral, so it definitely makes it a lot easier. And now moving over to the right, we will enter the stockroom area itself. Now, honestly, you guys, I had a lot of fun creating this space, but it certainly was challenging in terms of infusing gameplay. So it's certainly more of a space for realistic details, but in terms of gameplay, I did include one makeshift freezer area. So it does contain 2 fridges, and hopefully it can help with an overflow of produce. So if you have excess fruits and vegetables, or possibly even eggs and stored meat, hopefully that can be an area to store inventory safely. Going on in, I did include a lot of the metal shelves from the Get to Work pack, along with a lot of boxes and cargo just to make this more realistic, and of course a table to take further inventory and stocking as well. Finishing off our build today is the second floor of the grocery store, and this area is very much exclusively for the workers and also the managers and or owners of this marketplace. Going on in, this is just a look at the landing area of the main staircase, and as you can see, we do have a very cool sort of look down view of the first floor itself. And at least from a lot of the larger supermarkets I've been to, this is very common, and I do believe that this option from the Get to Work pack has a mirror on the retail side, but is very much clear on the side of the workers or the managers of the establishment. So a really fun build detail, and I do hope you guys appreciate it. But anyways, a lot of these areas up here will be for the workers themselves. And having worked at places like this in real life, usually they are very bland, they are very uncomfortable, and I really wanted this lot to be very homey. So there are definitely a lot of places to relax. We did have a sort of lounge over there with a chess table, and this is the main break room as well. So again, very spacious. It does have a more rustic fireplace to the left, more places to sort of chill and hang out and read if you're on a break, and also a lot of areas to dine. Now, I did include an old clock from the Cottage Living pack. It's sort of made to be a punch clock, I do believe it's called, if you're kind of checking in and checking out at different shifts. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, so that was a little fun detail I wanted to include. And of course, these bathrooms are exclusively for the employees themselves. Again, they are also gender neutral, so hopefully they do make them a little bit easier for your Sims to use. Moving on in, this is just a better look at the sitting area. I did include a larger table. I do remember that in a lot of the break rooms I've been in, there usually are larger tables, but I did include some separate ones along the windows as well if you do prefer to eat in a more private area. Like most break rooms, I also included a small kitchenette, which is fully equipped with a fridge, sink. There is an oven there with a microwave and also a coffee or espresso maker. So pretty simple. I think it is pretty standard to the ones used in real life, but I thought this was very useful as well. Now, on a side note, I will say that throughout the build, there has been a ton of boards, a lot of clipboards everywhere, or corkboards, yes, corkboards I should say, which those of course are very common in markets, usually having different work or employee policies. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but again, I think you get my drift. But anyways, here we are in the final room of the build, and this is pretty much the manager's or owner's office. I do imagine that this is sort of a family-run establishment, so I did include 2 different desk setups there as well. And of course, a very lovely view of the retail space down there, just so that the managers and owners themselves can keep a close eye on things. And as a final detail for this office, I did include some objects from the Get to Work pack, mainly the bookcase and the file cabinet to potentially hold some important documents. So looking at the lot specs as a whole, this is in fact a 30 by 20 lot. So it's certainly not too large, it can very easily fit into the downtown area of Henford on Bagley, and it can also fit a lot of different locations in other Sims 4 worlds as well. The lot type is of course set to retail, so if you do want to run this as a grocery store, you should have all the necessities within the build itself. In terms of packs, we still stick with our 4-pack limit. This build obviously incorporates base game, but also includes content from Get to Work, Get Together, Eco Lifestyle, and the Cottage Living pack. Alright guys, and that is a wrap on the Henford grocery store in the cottage living world of Henford on Bagley. As always, I love hearing all of your thoughts and feedback on these builds, and if you enjoy more complex and sort of realistic retail lots like this one, definitely let me know in the comments as well. Just from playtesting this on a builder side, I was already having a lot of fun, so hopefully this is a really cool experience for your game as well. And with that said, this has been 𝗧𝗛𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏